friends, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back if you've been here before. I appreciate all of you. Today we are going to be looking at your person's current thoughts and feelings about you. This is going to be a pretty detailed reading. I will do a reading breakdown shortly. Stay tuned for that. But we have three options today. Option number one is the Lovers card from the Seer's Tarot deck. Option number two is the Lovers card from the Mythos Tarot deck, and that is Aphrodite on that deck. Well, I should say on that card. Option number three is the Lovers card from the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot deck. So pause the video if you need to and ask yourself which pile, or maybe piles, I don't know what's going on for you, have a message for you. And let's jump into the reading breakdown. All right, so my plan for this reading is we are going to start the reading by looking at your current energy, your person's current energy, and the connecting energies, or, the connection and what's happening currently in the connection. That is going to help you figure out if this reading is for you. We are then going to move into how is your person currently feeling towards you. We will then look at their current intentions. We will look at their thoughts about you and any hidden influences or any obstacles that are coming up. I will close the reading by getting some unsent letters, right? That something that your person has not said to you that they would want to say to you. We are also going to get advice for you and the connection relationship in general. So if this sounds like something that you are interested in, let's jump into the reading. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Lovers card. And we are going to place that right over here. I did do a reading breakdown. I highly recommend that you check that out so you know exactly what to expect with this reading. And as a reminder, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. My intention for this reading is that the person on the left is you and your current energy towards this connection. The person on the right is the person that you are inquiring about and their current energy towards the connection. Then we are going to look at the connection itself. If this first portion of the reading does not resonate with you, this is not your reading. This is not your pile. You can pick a different pile. Or it could just be that this reading doesn't have a message for you. Thankfully, YouTube has so many lovely readers that you can click into. So let's get started. So person number one is being represented by the oyster and defiance. So this is my viewer, the oyster and defiance. And your person is being represented by, the lion. And what else do we have here? The quiet one. Okay. So as I said, for this, we are looking at current energies for this. It's not going to be my usual style where I look at your, just like who you are. This is just current energies in the connection. And I want to start with my oyster person. And I do want to say, if you feel that the roles are reversed, that's fine. But again, if you don't resonate with either one of these energies, then this pile is not for you. So with the oyster being here and defiance, I'm kind of getting a little bit of hot and cold energy from my pile number ones, from my viewer. And why do I say that? Because when we talk about the oyster is all about patience. The oyster is all about, hidden treasures, if you will. And I also want to mention the oyster is being represented in this deck by water energy, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I'm also kind of getting earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn for this group. That can serve as additional confirmation. If it does not resonate, that does not mean this is not the reading for you. Just giving some of you, you love to hear the signs, and I understand why. But let's talk about you, pile number one. So right now, your current energy in this connection, in this relationship, is that you are determined. And this is the energy of someone who is showing up, doing the work. You are being patient, though I think for some of you, your patience may be running out a little bit. And right now, you are feeling quite like there's a level of investment in whatever this is and whatever type of connection this is. And we're going to look at the connecting energies for both of you. But as far as my oyster, you are invested in this. You are putting time and effort into this. And you are really ready to connect and share and really do what needs to be done to make this connection work. You are available. And again, I get for some of you, you are getting a little bit tired, but at this point, you are still very available to this. For some of you, we have the oyster here, and there could be a lot of Cancer energy in this group. So you could have Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. But to me, this oyster is also really saying, as much as you are available, as much as you are showing up, and as much as you want this, there's almost an outer shell that is starting to build around you. And this feels like I need to protect myself. And this is an emotional, right? This is emotional protection. This is self-preservation. This is, I keep putting my time and energy and feelings, and I keep showing up for this. And for whatever reason, and it could be the things that happened in the connection or are currently happening, it just feels like you're also in this place where you may be feeling a bit doubtful, and you may be feeling like you need to withdraw and protect. And what's interesting is that the energies are kind of matching here. But when we talk about my oyster person, you are very emotionally invested in this. But again, there's also a level of I need to protect myself, and I kind of need to withdraw a little bit. So this isn't to say, and I will say, I think for some of you, there's no communication happening here because of both of the energies I'm seeing so far. We will clarify that soon. But I will say, even if you are communicating with this person, my oyster person is absolutely holding back a bit. This is not the usual energy that you're currently in, where you are completely open and available and willing to connect. It feels more of like, I'm trying to be cautious. I am trying to make sure I don't get hurt. And again, for some of you, this is coming from a place of I am just sick and tired of what's been going on and of whatever the situation is. And what's also interesting is that there's a level of hesitancy here where you may be feeling hesitant to communicate or to share or to really truly open up to the lion. But at the same time, you are showing up. This is not the energy of someone who is ready to walk away. It's the energy of someone who is tired and who is really not wanting to walk away, and who really doesn't want to get to the point where walking away is what needs to happen. And I feel for my oyster, right? For my viewer, you have been standing up for yourself. You have been fighting back, because it feels like for a very long time, and maybe not for a long time, but for long enough, right? You have been putting yourself out there. You have been investing yourself into this connection, and you're kind of taking a stand. And I think that you're holding the lion accountable, or at the very least, if there is a point of separation here where you're not in communication, you are changing the expectations here, or the usual cycle that you and the lion go through. Because it feels like you're standing your ground. And if this is a case of no communication, this is the energy of someone saying, you know what? The ball is in their court. I'm going to let them come to me. You know what? I'm not the one that's going to have to make amends, because that's what I always do. So there's almost this energy of I'm taking a stand happening here. And when it comes to your person's current energy right now is that of pride. There's a lot of pride here. And what's interesting is that both of these energies are kind of turned away from one another, especially the lion. The lion is facing the other way. The lion isn't really looking towards the oyster at all. And I think for most of you, there probably is a separation, a no communication cycle, or if this person is in your life currently, you're probably not getting along and it's probably not the best situation. Because your person is being represented by the lion. So we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius here. We also have the earth signs as well again. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And this person is, again, there's a lot of pride here. This person is really standing in what they believe their truth is and in what their stance is. So this isn't someone who is used to being the first one to reach out or being the one to apologize. Like, it feels like there's almost a pattern here. And again, we're going to confirm that very soon, but there's almost a pattern coming through here of possibly the lion is the one that may kind of do the silent treatment. The lion may be the one that pulls away, and it's the oyster who ends up having to do the heavy lifting emotionally. And it just feels like the lion's current energy is one of silence, right? We have the quiet one there representing the lion. And it's also one of their energy is completely pulled back. They're standing in their pride. They're kind of minding their business. They're doing whatever it is that they need to do at this time to take care of themselves. This is a very withdrawn energy. And it's one of someone who is focused on themselves, who is focused on other things. So I do believe for this group, for most of you, there is a point of separation or no communication happening. And it feels like both of these energies have decided that they're going to stand in their power and that they're going to allow the other person to make a move. For the oyster, it feels like this is coming from a place of being sick and tired of being hurt, being sick and tired of being the one to have to do things all the time. Because again, the oyster is carrying a lot of the emotional responsibility in this connection. And for the lion, it feels more like a prideful thing that is happening here. Let's take a look at the connecting energies. I'm very curious to see what this is going to be. So we have Sol, which is sun. We have sleep, yeah, and we see the bear hibernating. This is the sleep card. And we have Yeshua with God of Unity. Very interesting. And then we have selfhood. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out how I want these cards to look. All right, we're going to do it that way. All right, so the current connecting energies. With the sun being here, in astrology, the sun is all about the self. And what's interesting is that we also have the God of Unity. And to me, this represents that currently there is a separation here. And I think both of these people, it's very telling that we have these two energies, but we also have selfhood and sleep. Because I think both of you currently are focused on self, whether it's because that's what you want to focus on or whether that's because that's all you can focus on. But you're both standing your ground. And the connection right now, this doesn't feel like something that is over. And I think that both of you know that this probably isn't over for good. And I will say, for most of you, there's a pattern here. There's a cycle where you may go through these cycles of kind of taking a break or a separation and coming back together, or no communication and coming back together. But right now, the connecting energies, the connection itself is one where both people are focused on themselves. Both people are focused on what they have to do, and they're taking care of themselves. Again, there's this energy of both of you have pulled back your energies. There's probably no communication here. There is that energy of I know this person means something to me, And I think for both of you, you are aware. Again, this isn't just quite over. This isn't something that either of you has really closed the book on. But right now, the focus is not on the connection, on the relationship, on the situation. It's elsewhere. It's the focus on self. I am going to take care of what I need to take care of. I am going to do some self-care. I am going to focus on my other projects, on my work, on my friendships. This is the connection of two people that are kind of doing their own thing at this time. So for those of you that are in separation, this is, I'm going about my day and I'm doing what I have to do. If you are in a relationship with this person and you are in communication with them, I don't think either of you are super focused on the relationship itself. It just feels like you're kind of letting things play out. And that's the energy for all of my pile number ones. It's, I'm going to focus on me and I'm going to let this play out however it needs to play out. And again, from one side, there's pain in this, and from the other side, there's a little bit of pride in this. But let's keep moving with their current feelings. So how is this lion person? How is your person feeling about you currently? We have the King of Wands. We have the Eight of Cups. Okay. And then we have the Page of Swords. Okay. So pile number one, your person, there's a lot of feelings here. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of attraction. This is someone who is very passionate about you, who is very attracted to you. I would even say this is someone that there is a lot of love here. And I think for many of you, this is something that has been going on for a while, where this could be someone that you've been on and off with for a while. This could be someone that you have really been through a lot of experiences with. And this person cares about you. This person has a lot of feelings about you. Again, a lot of passion here. You connect. There's a lot of chemistry between the both of you, and this person really recognizes that. There's a strong attraction here as well. Like physically, this person is very attracted to you. There's also hurt feelings here. And this person is currently, there's almost mixed emotions for some of them, because it's like, I'm attracted to pile number one. I really care about pile number one, but I'm also hurt. And what this person is doing is they're kind of taking a stand where they're taking care of themselves and they're taking their time to heal. So as far as their feelings for you, there's a lot of love here, but there's also a lot of hurt here. And I think this is true for both sides, even though I am looking at how they feel about you. Because with the Eight of Cups representing this person's feelings, this is someone who is hurt. This is someone who, I feel for most of you, this is actually someone who really loves you or cares deeply for you. But this is also someone who is feeling a little hurt. That's the best way I could describe this. Where they're kind of taking time out to take care of themselves. And I do think for some of you, this person is trying to evaluate how this can possibly move forward and what the best forward movement could be. And I will say this person is also really missing communication. And that also adds to, I think most of you are not currently communicating. Most of you could be no communication or very minimum communication here. For those of you that are in communication with this person, they're desiring more of a natural flow in the communication, because this feels like even if you are communicating with this person, there's a lot of hurt here and there's a lot of things that are not being said. But this person is absolutely still thinking of you, and pile number one, this person absolutely thinks of you at night. I'm going to put it that way. because YouTube is very picky about what I say, but this person absolutely thinks about you at night. They think about you when they are alone. They miss you, especially if this is someone that you have been intimate with. They miss that, and they're definitely thinking about that. And if you are with this person, that could be one of the ways that you are still connecting with them is through intimacy. But there's definitely a break here, and there's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of strong emotions towards you, but there's also a lot of sadness that is showing up here. And your person is trying to figure out exactly what they're feeling and how they're going to move forward with this. But I will say the lion is very prideful. So this is someone who is not used to being the bigger person. This is someone who's not used to really expressing themselves. And for those of you that are in a connection and this lion is able to do those things, it doesn't come easy to them. So if you're like, no, my person absolutely can come to me and talk to me, it takes a little bit of build up for them to do that, is what I'm seeing. But I think for most of you, this is kind of the energy of someone who's just really kind of sulking and just brooding and doing so on their own instead of just saying what they need to say and talking to you. So let's take a look at what their current intentions are towards this connection. What are their current intentions? Six of Wands. That's a very good sign. And then we have Seven of Cups. They're still trying to decide. There's a lot of... Pile number one, your person is very undecided. And they're looking at options. They're looking at what they want to do. I feel like this is someone who's going through kind of mixed emotions right now, but also they're pretty mixed up when it comes to what they are going to do and how they want to do it. So with the Six of Wands, this person absolutely wants a successful outcome. But I'm not sure that for all of you, your person knows what the successful outcome is, because they're still trying to decide. And this could be, for some of you, it's like they're trying to decide what they want to do. For others of you, they're trying to decide how to do it. So it feels like this could have been whatever's happened here. Again, for many of you, this is like a cycle that has been happening on and off. This could be something that, like a pattern that both of you have together. And what your person, what this lion person is realizing is this cannot continue to go the way it is. And they want success. They want to have a successful outcome with you. For some of them, they don't necessarily know what that's going to look like or how to bring that about. And they're still trying to figure that out. And for a small number of you, this person is trying to figure out if the successful outcome is possible in this connection. I think for most of you, your person knows that there can be a successful outcome and they're just trying to figure out how. But for a few of you, this person could be trying to figure out if that's even possible or what is best for them. Because we do have the Eight of Cups as their feelings, and the Eight of Cups can be a card of, I need to choose myself. I need to love myself enough to do what's right for me. And that sometimes involves leaving someone or something that we care about, that we love, and that we have invested time and energy into. So there's a lot of mixed emotions here. And I will say, when you are listening to this, this is a timeless reading, but a reminder that feelings always change. So that's not to say that, this can't change, but that's where this person is at currently. But again, there's a lot of passion here. They do miss you. They do care about you. For many of you, this person is in love with you. There's a lot of attraction, a lot of chemistry, but they're really in their feelings about this, and I don't feel that your person necessarily enjoys being in their feelings, and they don't necessarily enjoy the process of having to figure these things out and even putting into words what it is that they're feeling. And that's part of what they are learning and what they are trying to figure out. But regardless, what your person's intention is to have a successful outcome. And they're trying to figure out what that exactly looks like for both of you together and even just for themselves. Let's take a look at their current thoughts about you. So, what are they currently thinking about you? The Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Wands, pile number 1. Your person, this is YouTube, we're going to keep it rated G. Your person is thinking about you at night. Your person is having dreams about you. Your person may even be having some alone time while they think about you, if you know what I mean. And the High Priestess. This person is still very undecided. They're very up in the air. They're kind of struggling to figure out what exactly it is that they want to do. Their current thoughts about you are kind of changing by the minute, and it's not helping how much they miss you and how much they want to spend time with you. Again, a lot of passion, a lot of desire. This person is craving intimacy with you. This person misses you. And I think for most of you, if you picked pile number 1, this is someone that you have already been intimate with. If you have not, and this is all resonating with you, this could just be that they are thinking about what it would be like. But I honestly feel like, especially at nighttime, especially when they are in their bedroom and when they are calling it a night or when they're just having some time off, this person cannot stop thinking about you. And they're trying to come up with solutions to what has happened here and what is possible between the both of you. This is someone who also wants a new beginning. But again, they're not exactly sure. For some of you, what they're not sure about is this possible, and how can this, how would this go? And for others of you, they're not sure how to approach it. And what's funny is that I do think for most of my pile number 1s, if this lion person just comes in and tries to talk to you, you would be receptive to this. Because it feels like I need to protect myself because I don't want to get hurt. But this isn't, my oyster is not necessarily done. My oyster is just tired of getting hurt. And I don't think that the lion realizes how easy this could be. It's almost like they're overthinking it, overanalyzing it. And again, there's some pride here. There's some ego that is at play here for my lion. But pile number 1, what your person is thinking about you is how to change the situation and what that change would look like in both of your best interests. Because there really is a lot of thought into what is best for me, but also what is best for us. And this is someone who, for most of you, if not all of you, this is someone who really wants the best for you, and they want the best for both of you. As I said, they are thinking about a new beginning and what that could be like. I feel like that's almost like daydreaming. They're also thinking about spending time with you. This person is also really spending time trying to decode how you are feeling and what's going on with you. Because for some of you, you have put on a poker face and they're not necessarily sure where you stand. Because as I've said for this pile many times, some of you are doing something completely different than what is expected of you in this connection and in the dynamics of the connection. Where I think for most of you, you were the one that would reach out and do the mending. You're kind of, again, defiance, the oyster. You're standing your ground, and they're having a hard time reading your energy. So, especially if you've pulled back from this person, part of what they're trying to think about and part of what they're thinking is, where is my pile number one at? What are they feeling? Why aren't they? What's changed? There's a lot of mystery here because they're struggling to read your energy. And for some of them, that's making them very nervous. And it's making them overthink. And if you wanted to prove a point, pile number one, your point is absolutely being proven. That's coming through. Like, if you wanted to prove the point of, like, I'm always the one to do this and I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm always the one to reach out. I'm always the one to fix things. They're seeing the change, and they're not necessarily sure that they understand everything that's happening. But there's a lot of focus on how can this change for the better. And we have the Ace of Wands. I mean, somebody's having dreams. Someone is just, they want you. They want you, pile number one. They want you around. They miss you. And not only physically, but they absolutely miss the intimacy as well. And they're missing your presence in their life. And again, even if you're still connected to this person, you're still communicating with them, there's something here that has shifted that does not feel the same to them. Let's take a look at what the hidden influences or just obstacles are. We have the Two of Swords. There's a lot of indecision here. Eight of Swords. Wow. Both of you are in your heads, especially your person. The Lion is absolutely in his head. I don't know why I said his, because it could be any gender, but the Lion is absolutely in their head. There's a lot of indecision here. There's a lot of unknowns, and yeah, I think for most of you, you are not communicating with this person, and both of you are struggling with, where's the other person at? Where is this going? But both of you are standing your ground. Pile number one, there's a lot of fear here as well. There's a lot of, like, worst case scenario. What's like worst case scenario, this is what's going to happen. Worst case scenario, has the other person moved on? Are they about to move on? There's analysis paralysis here, and I think this is especially on the Lion side, but I think both of you are struggling with this. But I think my oyster is grounded in their choice, in their decision. And there's a difficult choice to be made for both of you. But I feel like, especially for the Lion, and there's a lot of anxiety over that choice that needs to be made, and over the unknown, or the lack of clarity in this connection, the lack of communication as well for some of you. And there's a feeling of, I am between a rock and a hard place. Because it almost feels like both of you have said, like, the ball is in the other person's court. And neither one of you at this point in time is willing to bend, is what I'm getting. And I will also say, I think especially the Lion may be feeling like the victim. And what's interesting is that I feel like the Lion has all of the power in this connection. But the Lion is kind of looking at this from victim mentality. And I think both of you could absolutely be feeling helpless about this situation at this time. And there's a lot of excuses here as well for the lion. And one thing about the Eight of Swords is that it's the perceived notion that there is no way forward, that there's no way to move forward. Because when you look at this card, and I love this Eight of Swords for this reason, but when you look at this card, you know, she's down here and she's kneeled, and this is a mirror. This is her reflection. In her reflection, she appears to be blindfolded and tied up. In reality, we can see she's not. She's just holding herself that way. We also see the crows there, and they represent spirit. And if you look at it, it looks like the crows are pulling at the strings, trying to free her. And this is the higher self trying to come in and say, there's more that's possible here. But I don't think your person, and this could be both of you as well, necessarily see a way out. So the obstacle here is fear, and it's the inability to move forward and the inability to create change, but not because physically it can't happen, not because like I'm blocked and I just can't get through, or I don't know where this person is. It's more of a mental fear. It's more of just, fear, anxiety, paralysis. Like this feels like I am frozen in place by fear. I actually pulled some unsent letters here. So what would this person say for this portion of the reading? These won't resonate for everyone. So if one or more of them resonate for you, take it. If none of them resonate for you, that's fine. We have more coming up. But let's get started. Glad I met you. Some days I think of your smile. My feelings for you change from day to day. Yeah, this person's energy is a little bit up and down. You did more for me than you will ever know. Let's see what else we have here. My broken spirit and the mask I hide behind. My carefully crafted version of self, the beast that lived inside me. There's a monster in me, or maybe it's that I am the monster. Yeah, this person is absolutely... What's interesting is that the lion, as I said, there's a lot of pride and a lot of ego. But for some, that is a facade, because there's a lot of insecurity here as well. Then we have, I wasn't ready for you to say this. Dangerous, invigorating, just needed. So if something was said, take that as it resonates. You always come back, except this time, devastating. What did I say? Pile number one, what did I say? My oyster. And again, my intention was that my viewer is my oyster. My oyster did something different, and it's taken this person aback. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what hit them. And my oyster person, which is you were sick and tired of having to do the emotional lifting in this connection. Something switched up, and I kept getting this where I think for many of my pile number ones, there's been a cycle and a pattern here of like on and off, hot and cold. And there was also an expectation. And I think the expectation was that you would be the one to fix things. You would be the one that had to make things right. And you've stopped it. And that has this person confused, pile number one. Overwhelmed, confused. They're realizing a lot of things. Let's see what else we have here. New love, a new chapter begins, whether it is with a new partner or in a current relationship. Okay. Pile number one. This is spirit letting you know. There is possibility here for this to have a new beginning if both people, right? Both of you have to be on board. This is also spirit letting you know, for those of you that are like, I don't want this anymore. Or for those of you where your person just may not do what they need to do. this is not the end. This is not the end all be all. This version of this connection or this incarnation of love and relationship is not your end all be all. If this doesn't work out, something else will. And for those of you that are in a connection with this person, this version of the connection is coming to an end, and there is a new chapter here that is possible. Let's see what else we have. Pay attention to the red flags. Know the warning signs of what an unhealthy connection looks like. And I think for my pile number ones, part of the reason you're not feeding into this and you're not playing with this anymore is because you have seen some red flags. And part of what you are doing is breaking free and approaching things in a different way. And I do think the lion has some red flags. And I think that you are aware of that. And you want better. And I think that you have demanded better. I keep getting this. The ball is in their court. Then we have express your love. It is important to let people know that you love them. You have nothing to lose. And this is what your lion person has to do. And this is also saying, like, if this person comes in and they want to talk, you can talk to them and you can be honest while holding boundaries if that's what you feel you need to do. And for those of you that feel that it's up to you to reach out first, and I want to say that's a very, 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 very small minority, trust what you know. Because I think the grand majority of you are in a place of the ball is in their court. They're going to have to do what they need to do, or I'm done. Even though there's so much love here, because there's a lot of love here, especially the oyster person, right? Both of you, but especially the oyster person. Because the oyster person feels things so deeply. Let's see what else we have here. We have crossroads, divergent paths, choices, confusion, follow your intuition. This is definitely a crossroads in this connection, and there is a lot of confusion here. And I will say, pile number one, this is not written in stone. What happens here is going to be up to both of you, the both of you that are involved in this. There is no predetermined fate for this. This is just, you're both going to have to decide individually and together where this goes. And then we have sacred journey. Understand who you truly are. This journey brings self-discovery. Regardless of what happens here, both of you were meant to go on this journey together and separately. And when I say together and separately, what I mean is in the relationship, in the connection, but also as individual people, because this has led to so much growth. And I do feel this is at the very least a soulmate, someone that was meant to come into your life and teach you lessons. And I have these two cards for you. This is your advice. First, we have allow unlimited abundance. Expect the best. Pile number one, know that the universe has got your back. Know that the universe is showing up for you. Know that the universe wants the absolute best for you, and it's always conspiring to give you exactly that. And finally, we have tune into your inner peace. That's all you can do right now. Tune into your inner peace. Focus on what brings you peace. Take care of yourself. Find your center, especially when it comes to connecting to this person. Like if you have to talk to them, the best thing that you can do is ground and center yourself before you engage. Because there's a lot of feelings here. There's a lot going on here. And there's a lot that comes to the surface due to this person. Continue to take care of yourself. Continue to do what is right for you. And just know that whatever is the best outcome for this is what's going to happen. Whether it's there's a new beginning with this person, or you have a new beginning with someone else in the future. Pile number one, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I hope this helps. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know what you'd like to see next in the comment section below. I post a new video every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much for joining me. I am sending you so much love, so many blessings, and we will talk soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Lovers card from the Mythos Tarot deck, and this is with Aphrodite. This is such a beautiful card. We are going to place that right over there. I did do a reading breakdown for this reading. It is time-stamped below. I highly suggest you check that out. As a reminder, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. And for this reading, we are going to start by looking at your current energy in this connection or in this situation and the person that you're asking about, their current energy. So you are going to be on the left, they are going to be on the right. If this is not you and this is not you, this is not your reading, we are also going to look at the connecting energies and what the current connection is. So if that first portion does not resonate, just know that this is not your pile. You can try choosing a different pile, or just this may not be your reading, and that's okay. So let's see here. We have the Cobra. Ooh, I like that. And then we have the Messenger. Very powerful energy, pile number two. And for your person, and your person got an extra card. For your person, we have the Stingray, Fertility, and Desire. Okay. So let's start talking about the current energies, and we are going to start with the Cobra. And as I said, my intention is that the Cobra represents my viewer. So just keep that in mind. If that does not feel like your current energy, this may not be your reading. But when we talk about the Cobra, there's a level of a pause happening here. There is almost a calculated energy coming from the Cobra at this time, and there's a very vigilant energy from the Cobra at this time as well. And I think this is because of where the Cobra is at emotionally. And I also want to say, before we get any further, the Cobra is represented by fire energy. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius represented here. I'm also seeing the air signs being represented here for you, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But as I was saying, my Cobra person is kind of in the state of waiting. My Cobra person is very wise, and my Cobra person there's a desire here to communicate. There's a desire here to talk, but there's also a level of not budging. Look at the stance of the Cobra. It's like, I'm here, I'm alert, but I'm not moving. I'm not taking action. And with my Cobra person, this is someone who is very spiritual. So you are very spiritual, pile number two. And you are very tuned in. I believe for my pile number twos, you're very much in tune with the divine feminine. You are very in tune with your higher self. You are very in tune with spirit in general. And for some of you, you could be very intuitive. You could be very clairvoyant, clairsentient. There's a lot of spiritual gifts here. And while you are open to using those spiritual gifts, and that makes sense because you're watching this, right? To kind of connect with your person in the 5D, there's a lack of movement in the 3D. And this is because some sort of choice that you have made, that you are going to stand your ground. And I think for this group, you could be in no communication or in separation with this person. For those of you that are in communication or in a connection with this person, there's something about not necessarily feeling like you want to budge on something or not being super receptive at this time to the stingray. And I think that's partly because you've been hurt. Like, I think this stingray has stung you, pile number 2. And for my cobra, you are manifesting something with the stingray, but it's almost like you want the stingray to take action on it, or you're just in this place where at this very point in time you're not the one willing to make the movement and take action on it. And you are learning a lot about yourself right now, but you are also learning a lot about your person, the stingray. You're in this place of observation, of kind of looking at them and figuring out where it is that they are and what it is that they're doing. And it's like I'm taking in what my person is doing. I'm keeping an eye on them, but I'm also keeping my distance. And my cobra person, it feels like you are waiting for the stingray to do something. And it doesn't feel like my cobra person is in a place of creating too much change at this very point in time. Like, it feels like you're kind of comfortable with staying in this energy. And what's interesting is that I think for some of you, you're able to connect with the stingray either in dreams or through the 5D meditation, something along those lines. But you feel very connected to this person. And I think for some of you, this could be a divine counterpart. You could identify as twin flames. Now let's talk about the stingray, because this is very interesting energy. Because it feels like the stingray at this point is focused on self. And the stingray is trying to focus on their own self-growth, on their own evolution. And what's standing out to me is the chakras with the stingray. And I feel like the stingray could be at this time connecting to their spirituality as well. And you're both mirroring one another in the sense of, I am just focused on the future. I am focused on the path ahead. When we look at the cobra and the stingray, neither one of them are facing one another. But when we look at the messenger and when we look at the fertility card, they're kind of leaning towards one another. But if we look at the fertility card, it's like I'm leaning that way, but I'm looking down. And that's the same. Sorry, if I could pick this card up. That's kind of the same energy where there's almost like a downward gaze for both of these people. And this feels like both of you are trying to work on yourselves, but especially the stingray. And part of what the stingray is working on right now is building confidence. And I think part of that confidence is building the confidence to bridge the gap that is here at this time. Whether that is because you are in separation or no communication, or because there is some sort of breakdown happening in the connection itself, even if you are with the person. But it feels like the stingray right now has a lot of pressure and a lot of responsibility placed on them. And this could have to do with work, this could have to do with outside influences. But the stingray is in a place of, again, self growth and really working on themselves. But they're also struggling with almost like an internal dilemma. And they're moving through a very uncomfortable period. And one thing about the stingray is that I think that the stingray struggles with blaming other people for their own issues. Meaning that this is someone who could potentially find reasons why certain things happen to them, but they don't necessarily take accountability for their own part in what did happen to them. And the stingray at this point in time is very much desiring and thinking about the cobra person, but they are purposely holding themselves back. And I think it's because for many, the stingray believes that there's something that they have to accomplish before they are worthy of the cobra person. So I'm almost wondering if, when it comes to practical terms, the cobra person is ahead of the stingray. This could be like maybe in career, maybe the cobra person makes more money, maybe the cobra person is more outgoing. There's something here where it's like the stingray feels like they need to build themselves up before they can come close to the cobra. And it does feel like the cobra person is kind of okay with that, in the sense of, I'm not necessarily going to be the one to have to do this. And one thing I will say is the cobra person, the words that the cobra person uses, this is someone who can be very blunt. And something could have been said to the stingray, even if it was like something that was true, that the stingray is kind of ruminating over, if you will. But the stingray is also in a place, as I said, of trying to better themselves, trying to create something. This is someone who is probably very creative, and they could be focused on some sort of project, on some sort of hobby. This could even be just like a business or their work. And they are kind of going within and nurturing themselves at this time. So it feels like both people have kind of pulled away from one another. Again, even if there's a connection that is already established and is still happening, this feels like both people are a little bit pulled back from one another, if not in complete no communication. And the stingray really does desire the cobra, and the stingray really does think about the cobra. But again, the stingray is building up confidence, because they're trying to build up their confidence in order to bridge this gap. I actually want to look at the current connection. We have travel. So this could be someone that, travel and the messenger. For some of you, this could be someone that is literally at a distance from you. Time, yeah. There's something here. I think most of you are not in connection with this person. Then we have Thoth with God of Wisdom. And these are the connecting energies. And then we have Freya with Goddess of Sensuality. So there's a lot of desire here. This is a very spiritual group. I think for this group, as I said, you could identify as divine counterparts. You could identify as twin flames, high-level soulmates. For some of you, this is someone who is at a distance. This is someone who you may have to travel to get to, or they may have to travel to you, and that could be why it feels like the bridge isn't being the gap isn't being bridged here. But with the current connections, there's a lot of desire here. There is a lot of chemistry. This is someone I think both of you really think about one another. Both of you have high expectations of what could be here. There's also a lot of wisdom and a lot of understanding of what the connection is and what the connection could be. There's also a transformation happening in this connection right now. What that's going to mean for each of you is going to be different, but there is some sort of transformation happening, whether it's you're going through some sort of break, or whether it's, this is changing from one type of relationship to another, or whether that is whatever that means. There's a lot of transformation here. And currently, it feels like there's a timeout. It feels like there's some sort of disconnect happening. So I think for most of you, this is someone that you are either in no communication with or you are in separation with. And you both miss one another. And I think that for my pile number 2s, you're both trying to figure out what exactly this is. And I want to say one or both of you understands that this is a spiritual connection, but it could be that the other person is still a bit confused. Or one of you is not sure that you want to see this all the way through. For those of you where you are at a distance with this person, there's some sort of break in time or time frame before you can come together. So this could be quite literally, we can meet up, we can move, or we can come together, but it's going to take some time. For some of you, this is someone that you met online and you haven't met them in person just yet. For others of you, you have met this person, but there's distance here. And again, it doesn't have to be physical distance, so I do think for some of you that's the case. This could just be emotionally, there's distance happening here. There's a lot of desire in this connection. There's a lot of dreaming about the other person. This is a connection where both of you are very connected in the 5D, so you may dream of this person, you may be able to connect to their higher self. Some of you have manifested this person in, or you're trying to manifest them to come closer, and that could be physically, such as a move, travel. That could also be just have them come closer emotionally. And I think the stingray is the one that's manifesting the cobra back. I would not be surprised if some of you came to ask about someone else and the stingray shows up and it's oh, that's not even the person I wanted to talk about. Let's get into their feelings. How does this person feel about you? I want to get into the feelings. 9 of Swords. There's a lot of anxiety here. The Emperor. And then we have the Sun. Wow. Okay. Pile number 2, this person has a lot of strong feelings for you. This person really likes you. They really enjoy spending time with you. They really look up to you. You are their sunshine. I'm hearing you are my sunshine. I'm not going to sing because I am going to spare all of us. But this person really, really cares about you. I think for a lot of my pile number 2s, the stingray doesn't feel worthy of the cobra. And that's sad. I don't like that because that's their own self-esteem, and that's just the way that they're looking at things. But I do think there's something about the cobra being more successful in some way that really holds the stingray back or makes them feel unworthy. And this is someone who, again, they care about you a lot, but there's a lot of anxiety around how they feel about you as well. there's a lot of fear about how they feel about you. Like, this is someone who really cares about you deeply, who loves you. And if this is someone you haven't met yet, there's a lot of hope and like possibilities here that this person is thinking about. And even if this is someone that you are currently in separation with, or somebody that you are currently with, like, they still have a lot of hope, and it makes them nervous. Like, it really makes this person nervous how much they care about you. And their feelings for you are very stable. Like, they're very secure about how they feel about you. Like, they know how they feel about you. But it also causes them a level of anxiety to feel about you the way that they do. And I almost wonder if for some of you, like, this is someone that you have already broken up with. This is someone that a relationship has already ended. But this person has a lot of fears when it comes to their feelings for you. They have a lot of fears about what could happen and how this could manifest. They're very attracted to you. For some of you, if you have a child with this person, they are very grateful for that, and they really love that they were able to have a family with you. And for those of you that don't, like, this person wants everything with you. Like, this person sees you as their person. Like, they see you as someone they can build a family with, as someone that they can build strong foundations with, and that scares them. And some of this fear is coming from, can I live up? Can I be what pile number 2 needs me to be? And as I said, some of them are really working on becoming the best version of themselves in order to be with you, or in order to come your way. I want to look at their intentions, because this is very, I'm not going to lie, this is very interesting energy. Let's look at what their current intentions are. 10 of Swords. Okay. King of Wands. And then the Moon. So, with the 10 of Swords here, this could be someone, I was kind of getting this earlier of, like, could this be someone that you are currently, like, broken up with, maybe even divorced, and they're still thinking about you, and they just couldn't live up to what you needed them to be? Because whatever the case is, their current intentions is to take whatever has happened here, if anything, but it feels like something has happened, whether it's as big as, like, we already had a relationship and we broke up and we divorced, or, like, we haven't met yet, but, like, maybe because it's taking so long, pile number 2 got annoyed with me, and whatever happened. This person's intentions is for a brand new beginning. They want to transform this. They want to have some sort, they want to leave the past behind. And it feels like whatever the past was for my pile number 2s and your person, it wasn't the best thing, right? It was something that maybe didn't end the way that you wanted it to end, or if you're still with this person, and I don't think that's going to be the case for most of you, this is something that just wasn't going according to plan, and they want to have a complete transformation of energies with you. They want to leave behind the pain, they want to leave behind the hurt, and they want to approach you. And they want to come your way with a brand new offer. They want to come your way feeling more confident. And they also, I feel that for my pile number 2s, this person wants to be able to offer you something. Like, they don't want to show up empty-handed. They want to show up with some sort of plan where it's like, all right, let's have the family. Let's do the thing. Like this is my plan. This is someone that also wants to be a provider for you, pile number 2. This is someone that wants to prove their worth to you. And it could be that this person just didn't treat you the way that you deserve to be treated, and they now regret it. And they know that they have to come a specific way, or you're not going to put up with them. You're not going to open the door to them. And I will say, for this pile, I don't necessarily know that you want to open the door for this person. Like, it feels like for some of you, you are like, there's a lot of feelings here, or this is somebody that you cared a lot about, or somebody that maybe you envisioned a life with. But there could be some of you where you just don't want to necessarily open the door to this because of the history there. But their intention is to completely transform the pain and have a new beginning with you, and do so with confidence. And I think they want to show off how much they've grown. Because I do feel for my pile number 2s, this person has been working on their self-growth. This person has been doing the work. This person has been putting in serious time and effort, not only into their self, but into like their career, into like making something of themselves. I think spiritually, this person has also been doing so. For some of you, this person has also been working on their looks, like on feeling better, on looking better, on being better in every aspect of their life. And their intention is a brand new beginning. And this person also wants to share their feelings with you. And I don't think for some of you, you know how this person feels about you, or how deeply this person feels about you, or how much you mean to them. And I think they're ready to come in and share that with you. Let's look at their current thoughts. Three of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, the Empress. Let's move the Empress. That's a little bit too... There we go. Okay, so this person's current thoughts about you is... For some, they think that you've moved on. They think that you've closed the door to this. And if you're in no communication and they have no access to you, this person is really wondering if you moved on. As in, like, is there somebody else in your life? And there's a lot of fears around that. There's a lot of pain around that. And even if they can see what you're up to, there's a lot of like, wow, this pile number 2 just left me behind, and they are doing their thing. This person sees you as the Empress. Regardless of your gender, this person sees you as beautiful. This person desires you. This person cares about you. This person thinks very highly of you. Again, for my pile number 2s, they're trying to feel like they are worthy of you. They're trying to level up and get to your level. And what they're thinking about is a new beginning with you. They are thinking about how to transform the current energy. And if you have I've said this before, but if you have a child with this person, they want their family back. And if you don't have a child with this person, this could be quite literally them wanting a family with you and wanting to create a family with you. They see you as a goddess. Regardless of gender, they see you as a goddess. They see you as very sensual. They see you as very nurturing. They see you as very abundant. And they think of you, and they think of how kind and loving and giving you can be. This is someone who holds you at a very high esteem, and they may even put you at a pedestal. And I don't think for my pile number 2s, that's something that they necessarily always show you. But at least currently that's where they're at. But they think you moved on. For my pile number 2s, this person has a feeling that you are that you have already either moved on, or you are already like getting ready to move on. And you may have walked away from this person. They may ruminate over what happened here. Like there's a level of like overthinking and kind of going through everything that has happened and their role in it and how they could possibly change it. And they wanna build something with you. They wanna come your way and offer you something that you can't resist. They're trying to manifest you back. And I know I'm saying manifest you back, and I do think for my pile number 2s, there's a separation here. And if this is someone that you're currently with, they're trying to manifest better times with you back. Because again, with the Cobra, some of you, even if you're in a connection with this person, this is not the energy of someone who's very receptive, someone who's in a place of being very loving at this time. There's some boundaries that have been placed. But what they're thinking about is your possible future together. And they're really hoping that it's not too late to create that future. Let's look at the hidden influences, or like the obstacles that are here. And then we're going to get into some more fun stuff. Stop. You got the 3 of Pentacles twice. 3 of Pentacles, different decks. And 10 of Pentacles. So the hidden influences and the current obstacles. First of all, there's a lot of slow moving energy here, and I think both of you are in a place where things just haven't been moving for whatever the reason is. And part of the obstacles here could be that both of you have clashed in the past, or you could have clashing personalities where you clash, whether it's in your beliefs or when it comes to your communication styles. That's part of the obstacle here. And there's also an obstacle that's a very practical obstacle of like one or both of you are just not willing to listen to one another right now. So, for example, if one or both of you, like one of you block the other, or both of you are currently blocked, that's a very practical, we just can't, like, we can't communicate. We can't really listen to one another. We can't get to the point where we understand one another. That's what's coming through. But also there's a focus here on things that honestly don't even matter. And I think it's the stingray really looking at the cobra and selling themselves short. And for some here, this is going to be for a few of you, not many of you. There could be an obstacle where one of you, and I think it could be my cobra person, has already moved on and there's someone else in the picture. But that's going to be for a very few amount of you. But one thing that I do want to say for my pile number 2s is a big obstacle here has to do around finances, status, and self-esteem, self-worth. And I think it's the stingray person. And that's why they're working on themselves. But I think that the way they went about this connection didn't help their case. And if this is like we are physically at a distance, this is the stingray is the one that's like trying to make the move, maybe, of like, I will go to you, I will make this happen. And it could be that quite literally there are finances that are getting in the way. I want to see what the unsent letters are for this group. So for this portion, I have 3 cards, and this is what this person wants to say to you, what they wish they could say and they haven't said. One of these may resonate with you, all 3 of them may resonate, or 2 of them may resonate. Take it as it goes. Take it as it resonates. And we have other cards that we're going to look at, but the first one is, you thought I didn't care. Yeah. And it says, I let fear hold me back. The thought of losing you made me hesitant to speak my heart. My silence might have made you question my feelings. My quietness stemmed from a depth of love and fear, not a lack of care. This stingray person is your person, pile number 2. They're a bit insecure. And like I said, they may not handle that correctly. Like, they're not speaking it and putting it into words. They may just be acting in a way that doesn't make you feel good. Let's see what the other one is. What more could I ask for? At least you are happy. Yeah, for some of you, either you have moved on or there is fear that you are going to move on. This person, I'm not going to lie, pile number 2, for some of you. If this doesn't resonate for your person, don't take it. But for some of you, this person is a bit in like their victim mentality. The answer I still can't give you. Still care about you. Don't want to be hurt by you like that anymore. Yeah. There's a lot of fear. I said that. We had the 9 of Swords there. There's a lot of feelings, and there's a lot of fear underneath those feelings. Let's take a look here. We have nothing has gone wrong. Trust the process. This connection is divinely timed. So this is saying things are where they're supposed to be. Trust the process. Especially if this is something that you want. Trust the process. Then we have reconciliation. Someone from your past is or will be returning to your life soon. For some of you, you came here for someone else, and this is the person that's popping up. And if you're still listening, I am sorry. I've watched readings where that happens, and it honestly annoys me, but I also listen all the way through. But for those of you that do want a reconciliation with this person, it's absolutely possible. This is someone from your past for most of you. And I think you know who this is. Overthinking. Yeah, this stingray person is overthinking. Playing negative scenarios in your head is creating issues which weren't there at first. And it could be both of you, but I really do feel the stingray really overthinks. And what's interesting is that if they were just to take action, I think their worst case scenario wouldn't even happen. It's almost like self-fulfilling prophecies, or like getting in their own way. And you got an extra card of these as well. So let's see here. Regret, remorse, life regrets, loss, start making empowered choices. There's a lot of regret here. This person regrets something with you. And I do think this is someone, for most of you, that's coming back from the past, and they're coming in hot. Actually, you know what? This is timeless, but I'm recording this November 2024, and we have a Mercury retrograde coming right up. And I think for some of you, this person is coming with a Mercury retrograde. Awakening, realization, progress. Your twin is awakening to your connection. Yeah. They're awakening, all right. They're awakening, all right. And this person is making progress. I will say, I will give them credit. They are making progress. They're working on themselves. And they are a better version of themselves. Material world. What did I say? There's something about money, career, and status that keeps coming up, especially for this pile. And I think it's the stingray that is very focused on that. And it almost feels like they may have gotten in their own way, where I think like for the cobra, that really didn't matter, and it could have just been them in their head, and they may have just done some very silly things. Silly rabbit. Anyways, let's look at the advice for you, my viewer. Pile number 2. You are pure magic, and you are. You are tuned in. You are magical. Continue to do your thing. Continue to be your awesome self. Continue to be the light that this world needs. And this is going to work out in the way that it's meant to. And then we have show off your sparkle and shine from the inside. For some of you, pile number 2, this person may have made you felt like you just couldn't be who you were and that you had to dim your light, and you rejected that. And I'm glad, if that's the case, I'm glad you did, because your light is beautiful, your light is bright, and continue to be your kick-ass self and continue to show up in the way that you do. You're magical. And you will continue to rise. And what's going to happen here for my pile number 2s is if this person wants to come back in, they have to grow with you. They're not going to pull you down. They're going to have to rise up with you. And they've realized that, and they have been doing the work. And they're ready to show you that. But it's up to you what you do with this. Pile number 2, thank you for allowing me to read for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the YouTube things. It helps me out a lot. Let me know what you'd like to see next in the comment section below. I do post new videos Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern time, so stay tuned. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and we will talk soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Lovers from the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck. We're going to place that right there. As a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, it is not the reading for you, and that is okay. Try picking a different pile, or maybe this reading just doesn't have a message for you. But I did do a reading breakdown. I highly recommend that you check that out so you know exactly what to expect. But my intention with this reading is that my viewer is on the left. So we are going to look at your current energy in the relationship or in the connection or with the person. And your person is on the right. And we're going to look at their current energy towards your connection, towards you. And then we are going to look at the current energy of the connection itself. If those messages do not resonate with you, then do not continue to listen, because this is not the pile for you. And again, you can try a different pile, or there may just be no message for you in this reading. But let's get started. So, Firefly and the Queen of Clubs. And then for your person, we have, the beaver. I love beavers. And the Wish. And then we also have Resilience. Okay, this is a very grounded person. But let's start with my Firefly person. Let's talk about the energies with the Firefly. So I am going to mention the signs just because I know a lot of you really enjoy talking about the signs. So in this deck, the Firefly is represented by air, so that is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You don't have to be that sign in order for that to resonate. So for my Firefly person, you are currently in an energy of creation. This feels like a very creative energy. This feels like a very inspired energy. So this feels very enthusiastic as well. There is a lot of hope here. There's a lot of, optimism. There's a lot of expectations almost. And I don't know if expectations is the right word, but there's a lot of desire here when it comes to this connection and when it comes to what could be. I feel my firefly person is very romantic. I feel like my firefly person is really almost like channeling that romance or that sense of hope and possibility towards this connection. So you are feeling very open to this and very hopeful towards this. And as I was saying, there's a lot of enthusiasm here. There's a lot of just nurturing. There's a lot of loving energy here, even if you're not in love with this person yet. And we will clarify what the actual connection is soon. But there's a lot of just beautiful energy that you are emanating towards the beaver person and in the connection with the beaver person. You are feeling quite inspired, and there's almost this energy of this is very meant to be. This is destined. This is fate. There's this feeling of like very deep connection. So it could be that you just feel very connected to this beaver person. You feel like, this is a once in a lifetime type of connection. This person sees me, this person gets me, or you're also very attracted to the beaver person, and you feel like your paths have crossed for a reason. So again, there could be a feeling of like, this is fated, this was meant to be. At the very least, I know I was meant to meet this person and they were supposed to come into my life. This is just very open energy towards the beaver person, and very loving energy. And you feel very lucky to be where you are at, and to know this person and to be in a connection with this person. There is a lot of good feelings here. So there's a lot of affection here. There's a lot of just joy here that is emanating from my firefly. And it just feels like anything is possible. It feels magical. It feels just... This is just like golden retriever energy, if I'm honest. Like, this just feels like, when you walk in and your dog sees you and like they're so exciting. That's like it's just like beautiful excitement, enthusiasm, hope, optimism, just warm, fuzzy feelings for this beaver person, and for the connection and for where both of you are at. And there's also a feeling of just luck. And she's holding the 3-leaf clover there, and it's like, I just feel lucky. I feel like almost like too good to be true, and you're just invested. You are present, you are showing up, you are invested in, like, you're invested towards this beaver person. And I want to talk about the beaver because the beaver is very loyal. The beaver is very hardworking. The beaver is very grounded. This is also the energy of happiness. Like, there's a lot of joy and happiness here. And I just noticed the yellow energy, which is joy, creativity, fertility, all of those things are in both cards. And these cards don't always have too much color in them, so that's significant. And the beaver is recognizing that there's something very meaningful here. There's a lot of good feelings that are here between the both of you and that you are both feeling. And with the wish card, I almost feel like the beaver feels the same way that the firefly does, of like, this is a wish come true, or this is something that is meant to be, or at least I was meant to come into contact with the firefly person. And the beaver is very dependable. The beaver is very honest, and they're showing up as very grounded, as very reliable in this connection. And It could be that the beaver is also very busy at this time. Like the beaver could be very busy and they may not have as much time to connect with the firefly as they would like. But that's coming through. And there's also a feeling here with the beaver of I am here for a long time. I am here to I'm here for the long run. I will say I do feel the firefly has more of like outgoing energy or more excitable energy than the beaver, because I think the firefly shows up in the connection as like the more outgoing of the two, where the beaver may be a little bit more reserved, especially when it comes to expressing feelings. But the beaver is also a bit tired, but I don't think it has anything to do with the connection itself. I think it has to do more with the beaver's responsibilities outside of the connection. The beaver could be someone who does like blue collar type of work, like something that is very tiring, like something that takes up a lot of their time. That doesn't have to be true for everyone, but that's coming up here. And when it comes to the connection itself, both of these people are showing up as like they feel incredibly lucky to know one another and to be in connection with one another. But I think when it comes to the beaver, there's a lot that's happening for them that has nothing to do with the connection, that is taking up a lot of the beaver's energy and is leaving the beaver a little bit drained, or a little bit like it's just taking more of the beaver than what the beaver would like. And the beaver recognizes the importance of the firefly in their life. And the beaver recognizes the potential that is here. I would not be surprised if this is someone that you are in a connection with, and we're going to clarify that very soon by looking at the current connection. Or somebody that you are like engaged to, somebody that you are married to. And maybe it's just that at this time the beaver is showing up in a different energy, but it's more of like it's just things outside of the relationship, because when it comes to the relationship and their energy towards the relationship, they are fully in, they are fully present, and they are extremely reliable, honest, and ready to connect, ready to be with you, ready to do what they need to do. And the beaver is going through, I think, some personal things. And it's very interesting because I'm not getting this with any of the other energies like piles, or even this energy here of really looking into what's going on for the beaver. But it feels like the beaver is exhausted. It feels like the beaver has a lot of things that are going on, and some things could be very life-changing at this point for the beaver. And that could be interfering with the way that they're showing up in the connection, because it feels like the beaver is a bit depleted at this time. But it also feels like this is the energy of someone who wouldn't necessarily communicate that, because they want to show up as strong and as reliable. I want to see what the connecting energies are. All right, let's see here. And you got an extra card here. So we have reflect, water. There's a lot of emotion here. There's a lot of feelings, a lot of love. We have boundaries. We have joy. Yeah. Let's see what else we have, because you got an extra one. We have transcendence. Okay. Let's see, how do I want to place this? I'm going to place this one back there. No, because you can't see it. We're going to place that one right here. All right. So for the connection itself, this is a connection where I do feel this is someone that is currently in your life. I don't necessarily feel like this is a group where you are in separation or no communication. if you are, you can stick around and kind of see if the message resonates for you. But I think for this group, most of you are currently in a connection, in an actual relationship, or like you're moving towards a relationship with this person. There is a lot of joy in this connection. There's a lot of happiness. There's a lot of recognizing the importance of the other person. There is a lot of love in this connection. Both of you care deeply about one another, and both of you understand the importance of one another. I do think for this group, you are in the middle of some sort of transformation, and it feels like it's not necessarily within the relationship, but it is affecting the relationship. And I think that it's the beaver person that is going through some changes. The beaver person could just be very busy at this time. The beaver person could be dealing with a lot of responsibilities. But this is a group where if you are not currently in a relationship with this person, or like engaged or married to this person, I would be surprised. For some of you, this is a long-term relationship. Like you've been growing together, and you could be feeling like right now things are maybe growing. Like maybe you're not exactly how you usually are as far as closeness and as far as feeling in tune with one another. Like you could be feeling a little bit out of step with one another. You could be feeling like you're not connecting to this person the way that you usually do. And for my pile number threes, what I will say is, especially for those of you where it's like the beaver just feels a little bit distant, it has nothing to do with you. And for others of you, you could be moving towards like a deeper level of commitment with this person. And for those of you that are struggling with maybe like the excitement is gone, or maybe we just, again, we don't feel like tuned in to one another the way that we usually do. We don't feel as connected to one another the way that we usually do. What you are being encouraged to do is, one, talk to your partner. Two, this could just be as simple as like, let's do a date night. Let's plan, like, let me plan something romantic. Let's plan to go away somewhere. Let's plan to just do something out of the ordinary, because this could just be that at this time you have grown slightly apart, but it just feels like it's outside influences for this group that may be affecting the relationship. It's like something would be seeping in, is what I feel like for my pile number threes. And it could be pile number three that your partner is not sharing everything with you, which could be causing a level of concern. But one thing that's coming through is that this beaver person is very honest. And I have to say, this is someone that's very faithful. I don't know if there could be any doubts for some of you, but this person is coming across as very honest, very faithful. Let's take a look at their current feelings. Let's see what's happening with their feelings. Six of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Hermit energy. Pile number three, I forgot to say, the beaver, earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and this person really feels like they really truly operate from the earth, like from that earth energy, from like that very grounded, reliable, maybe even stoic energy. But your person they care about you. The feelings are there. They love you. This is someone who is, I do feel for most of you, this is like a long-term relationship, and it's like, this feels very settled. This feels very safe and secure. This feels like this person really cares about you. They admire you. They look up to you. This is the energy of, I am so lucky to be with this person. But it also feels like right now there's a level of distance, and it has nothing to do with you. I keep getting that for this group, where it's like they may be a bit withdrawn, especially with the Hermit card. But this isn't necessarily something that has to do with you. This could be just like responsibilities. This could be money. This could be work. This could be having to take care of other people. This could be just something internal to the beaver. And again, I don't feel like the beaver is the type of person that really communicates exactly how they're feeling at all times. And they're not very good with sharing problems, especially like they're not the type of person that wants to be a burden to other people by sharing when they're not feeling at their best or when they are not in the best place mentally, emotionally. And this is not someone that wants to come across as like a complainer. But this person's feelings for you are very stable. They are very steady. They are very, like, they care. This is not someone who has any doubt about how they feel about you. And I do feel there's a lot of love here. And one thing I will say, pile number 3, is that your person knows that you love them, that you care about them the way that they care about you. Like, there's no doubts for this person of what this relationship is. And that's why I feel like if you're in a situation where there's no communication because like you're in separation, this probably isn't your pile, because this feels like a connection that is currently ongoing and there just may be a little bit of issues around connecting, or like your person may feel a bit withdrawn, but not because they are no longer physically there, but because they're dealing with other things. And there may be things that this person just hasn't shared with you. And I almost wonder if for some of you, this person just tends to need some space to go within from time to time. But this person really cares about you. They love you. They have very strong, stable feelings for you. Like, this feels like this isn't going anywhere. This isn't like I'm attracted to you and it's, you know, burning at both ends and it's going to just burn out at one point. This is like a slow burn. This is I love you. They see you as very beautiful. They see you as someone who inspires them. This person admires you and you're very nurturing and caring towards them, and they really appreciate that. They appreciate how much you are willing to show up for them, help them, hold space for them. But right now, there is a level of them being a bit withdrawn. I want to look at their intentions. What's going on here as far as intentions? Because this is a very interesting energy. 8 of Wands. 4 of Cups. Yeah, they're going through something. And 2 of Cups. So if this is someone that you are in a relationship with, they could be, their intention is to take this to the next level. Their intention is to get out of this cycle that you're currently in, where, because they are aware that you're both a little bit out of step with one another. And they are aware that you could be a little bit worried or maybe dissatisfied with the relationship and the connection. Like, they want to take action, and they want to take action that's going to connect you. This person sees you as their soulmate. So if this is not someone that you're currently engaged with or like married with, and those are things that you want, this person could very well be considering proposing, or even like if you're engaged, maybe setting the date. For some of you, I feel like what this person is holding back is like they may be working extra hard to buy you something. I almost wonder if it's like an engagement ring. If so, pile number 3, you gotta report back. But pile number 3, their current intentions is to get out of this, to bring this relationship back into focus, but also to tune back in, because both of you are very good at being in alignment And like both of you are always tuned in to one another, and it feels like there could be a level of disconnect. And their intention is to bring in more romance, to bring in more connection, to kind of make a move towards you and to improve the relationship and to connect with you. So that could even be like in more simple terms, right? Maybe not proposing for those of you that are already like married. This could be like they could be planning a trip, or they could be planning a date night. Because again, it just feels like there's a little bit of like we're out of step, and we both know that, because I think you both recognize that. But your person is ready to really take action on that and change that. For some of you, your person is going to share what is going on or what is bothering them. And again, I don't think it has to do with the relationship. I don't think it has to do with you. Like, it could just be like some work stuff, or like just like financial stress, something like that. But their intention is to improve the relationship and improve their connection to you and feel more in sync with one another. Let's take a look at their current thoughts. What are they thinking? What's going on with their thoughts? 3 of Cups. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, there's so much love here. 5 of Cups. So their current thoughts are around improving the relationship. They could be feeling, again, there's a recognition here that something is not working, that something is out of tune with one, like something is not in tune, especially when it comes to both of you. You've kind of like, you're on different wavelengths when usually you're both on the same wavelength. And their thoughts are around how to improve the situation, how to bring in more abundance to the relationship, how to feel more connected, how to feel more satisfied with the relationship for both of you, but especially for you. Like, this is someone who wants you to feel good, who wants you to be happy. For some of you, your person is focused on how they can connect with you as a friend, how they can connect with you and just have fun with you, and how they can just have a good time. Because it feels like things have just gotten heavy, and they know that. And this person may know that you're disappointed with where things are right now, and that you're feeling sad, that you're feeling left out, that you may be feeling ignored by them. And this is bothering them because they want you to feel good. They want you to be happy. This is very beautiful energy, pile number 3. Like, this person sees you as their everything, and they work so hard. And part of the reason that they work so hard is so that they are able to connect with you and give you what you need, and give you what they think, what they see that you deserve. And this person thinks that you deserve the sun and the moon. For some of you, this is going to be very specific, so this may be for like 1 or 2 of you, but like if you are new parents, and like, or like there's a new responsibility that you've taken on, they recognize that this is what's causing the issue, and they're trying to be more supportive and bring in more help so that you can also connect with one another. Your person also just sees how much you do, and they're so grateful for you. They're so grateful for your presence in their life, and they think about that a lot. And they really understand that you both have to kind of reconnect, but also take a break, because it feels like things have been very heavy. And there's a recognition here that things have changed, and that it's time to almost take what's left and create something new from it. Because sometimes we can't like everything changes, so we can't always rely on what was. Sometimes we have to welcome in change and make the best out of that change and create the best outcome with what is in front of us at that point in time. I really do feel your person is planning on surprising you with something in some way. And it's going to be different things for different people. I want to look at any hidden influences or like obstacles here. The Hanged Man. Queen of Cups. Yeah, so pile number 3. Right now with the Hanged Man, there's definitely like a pause, or there's like something that is not flowing the way that it usually does. And there's an opportunity for realignment here. And it almost feels like something, because the Hanged Man can be a card of sacrifice. So it almost feels like there's been a sacrifice, and I think this would be the beaver person maybe sacrificing time with you to accomplish another goal. But this doesn't feel like a sacrifice as in like the relationship ended or the relationship will end, because I do feel there's so much love here. But when it comes to hidden influences and obstacles, there's definitely stagnation in the relationship and in the connection. And there could be a level of like trying to hold on to the way things were instead of allowing things to shift into what they are and what they could be. So if there's been a change, and like I said, an example of that would be like, we're new parents, we had a baby. Well, that's going to change the dynamics to the point where it may not be exactly the same, but that doesn't mean that something equally or more beautiful can be built in its place. And as far as possible obstacles here, it's important that both of you express your emotions and that both of you really talk things out. And this is not the time to suppress anything. This is not the time to hide anything. You're really being encouraged, and this could be you, pile number 3, taking the initiative, but really discussing where both of you are at, talking it out, and really listening to the other person as well, and giving the other person an opportunity to talk and to express themselves. But yeah, there's a level of stagnation here, and that's what this keeps coming down to for this reading. It's like, this is a relationship where I think the biggest issue is just like we're just out of touch. We're just out of sync with one another, and that could be making one or both of you doubt the strong emotions, the love, the connection that is already there. And it could also be that you feel like your person is just keeping you at an arm's length. But again, this doesn't feel related to the relationship. This doesn't feel like this is someone who's ready to walk away. This just feels like we're just out of sync right now, and we have to figure out a way to reconnect and to listen to each other and to express how we are feeling. And for both of you, it's not the time to suppress emotions. I actually want to see. So I picked these unsent letters, and this is what this person would say to you. So for this portion, if all 3 of these messages don't resonate with you, that is okay. Take the ones that do. And if none of them resonate, we have some other stuff coming up that will. But for this portion, just take what resonates. I want to always be your reason. You always ask me how you got so lucky, but my love, the lucky one is me. Yeah. This person loves you. And again, if there's any sort of like them holding back, them feeling different, them like just pushing you away a little bit, I think if you were to talk to them, they would realize how you're feeling, especially if you're feeling like something doesn't feel right. Because I keep getting, this is someone who's very honest, someone who's very faithful, someone who loves you very much, and somebody who could just be dealing with things outside of the relationship that is kind of seeping in. Let's see what else we have here. You deserve better. You deserve more. If they want to call, text you, they would. If they want to do nice things for you, they would. If they want to spend time with you, they would. If they want to love you, they would. And if they want to make excuses, they will. If they want to spend more time elsewhere, they will. If they want to lie to you, they will. If they want to cheat on you, they will. And I don't think this is a person that's doing any of that. But I think what you're going to see is, for many of you, pile number 3, this person is about to step it up. And I think that that's what they're already planning on doing. But they're kind of focused on feeling better and dealing with some things that are happening. Now, if you resonate with you deserve more and you deserve better and you just don't think that this is the person for you, that's absolutely fine. But I think the grand majority for this group, this is a group where there just are tiny things that need adjustment, and those adjustments will be happening. Let's see what the last one is. We have, do you think about me as much as I think about you? I wish you were next to me. I listen to the music you sent me. Are you going crazy thinking about me too? This is someone who thinks about you a lot. You may connect with this person through music. Like you could just send each other songs. That could be a way that you can connect with them. You can plan maybe going out dancing, going out to a concert. But I think the beaver person is just so busy at this time. I'm very curious to see what the other cards are, because this is very interesting energy. Let's see what we have here. Have faith. The angels are working behind the scenes to make this relationship flourish. Yeah. And for many of you, again, this doesn't feel like it's anything major. It feels like, and that's not to minimize if you're feeling not so great about the relationship, but that's just to say that it just feels like it's not anything within the relationship. Like it's nothing about you. It's just what your person is going through. And stay optimistic. Positive thinking and faith will bring romance into your life. And it's very interesting because faith and optimism were very much part of that firefly energy. And I do believe my firefly is my viewer. And this is just saying stay optimistic. And again, speak up. Be vulnerable. Speak to your person. Tell them how you're feeling. And gratitude. You need to be grateful for the love already present in your life to attract more of it. And how can you, like, especially if you're feeling out of sync with your person, how can you help feel more in sync with them? How can you express what you're feeling in a way that is empowering to both of you? And what can you do to create the connection that perhaps you are not feeling or that you want to feel? Let's see what else we have. This is a group where you got an extra card. I picked 2, but 3 came out for you. We have journal with write, process, contemplate, understand your sacred journey. So maybe like a journaling session could be very helpful, or maybe like writing a letter to your person, expressing how you feel, especially if you struggle with like putting it into words. Then we have family, kids, opinions, judgment, resolve family stress, get support. I do feel this is a group where you're either like in a long-term relationship, married, or like that's where this is headed. This could be somebody that you have a family with. And this is the group that I said, like, if you have like a new baby or like something along those lines. But there's a lot of healing here. There's a lot of love here. Let's look at this one. Sacred space with altar, prayer, candles, commune with your own divinity. So, also really connecting to spirit, but also holding space for one another so that you can both speak up and talk about where you are both at this point in time. Um, Being vulnerable, being able to communicate, and also being able to hold the space of, I am going to tell you how I'm feeling, but I'm also going to hold space for you to express yourself, and we're going to find a solution together. This is meant to be advice for my viewer. So for you, let's see what we have. Commit to self-care. So taking care of yourself, giving love to yourself, doing what you need to do for yourself, especially for those of you, if you are like a new parent and you're just exhausted, or if both of you are just dealing with a lot of responsibility, a lot of heaviness at this time, maybe even connecting with one another through self-care, where it's like, well, maybe both of us can do like a face mask. Both of us can like watch a movie together. Both of us can go get a massage, or maybe you give me a massage, I give you a massage, and that may open up the connection in many ways, if you know what I mean. Pile number 3. And then we have journal it out, write how you feel. For some of you, writing your person a letter, but also spilling your thoughts into like a journal entry so that you can figure out exactly how you're feeling, and you can figure out how you want to communicate that to the other person. Very important. Because we had journal twice. Where was the other journal? Yeah, we had journal twice. There's something about writing it out or communicating it, and for some reason I got, when I saw this card especially, I saw it like write the letter to the person and give it to them and let them read it and then talk about it if that's something that you feel um would be helpful. And for some of you, write them a love letter. I don't know why that's coming through, or maybe that's something that you used to do that would be helpful if you do again. But pile number 3, I hope this reading is helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the YouTube things. It helps me out so much, and I appreciate you so much. Let me know what else you'd like to see next in the comment section below. I post videos every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, so stay tuned. And I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now.